Good afternoon. Welcome back to Zoology first year class. The SAQs, the last lesson SAQs we are going to discuss. The sixth lesson SAQs. So already we discussed. The seventh lesson. In the sixth lesson, SAQs completed. Seventh lesson, only diagrams are there. Already I said. At the last of the class, I will draw the diagrams. Means the easiest way. I draw the diagram. You practices that. First, we completed the eighth lesson SAQs. Some SAQs are important. One by one, I will take. First one is the summer stratification. Here, the summer season, the winter stratification and the summer stratification. The inside of the lake, the water is divided into number of layers that we call as depending upon the temperature, the layers are formed that we call as the epilimnion, thermocline and the hypolimnion. Here, in the summer season, the lake water is divided into 3 layers. The water is divided into 3 layers. That we call as a stratification, means the form it as a layers. In the summer season, the water, for example, see this one. Here, for example, this one is the lake. The inside of the lake, the portion of the water is called as the epilimnion. Middle is called as a thermocline. Last is called as a hypolimnion. See this one first upper. In the summer season, it is the more hot, that is called as a epilimnion. Epilimnion. Outer side is called as a epilimnion. Next, last one is called as a hypo. Epi means upper one. Hypo means down. Hypolimnion. Middle one is called as a thermocline. Depending upon the temperature, the lakes are undergoes the stratification, means undergoes the layers that we call as a summer stratification. See this one. During summer, temperate lakes. During summer, temperate lakes, the formation of the 3 layers, water is called as a summer stratification. In the temperate region, in the lakes, the water is divided into layers that we call as a summer stratification. During the summer, temperature of the lakes are rise up. All of you know, summer season, that is raise up. How much? It is the temperature, 25 degrees centigrade will be there. Hence, the periodic circulation of water that takes place. The circulation of the water takes place. Next, then 3 types of layers are formed. Already I said, first one is called as a epilimnion, middle one is called as a thermocline, inner is called as a hypolimnion. 3 layers are formed. Upper, epi, down, hypo, middle, thermocline. Here, what about the epilimnion? Here, epilimnion is the uppermost. See this one. This one is the uppermost layer, uppermost warm layer, oxygen-rich layer. Here it is the plants are there. That's why it's having the oxygen-rich layer of the water having a temperature range is how much? 21 to 25 degrees centigrade is there, that we call as a epilimnion. Outer may 25 to more than 25 degrees centigrade is there, that we call as a epilimnion. Here, what is more? Here the temperature more, oxygen is also more in this region. Next one is called as a second one. The middle one is called as a thermocline. The below the epilimnion, the layer is called as a thermocline, or also called as a metalimnion. This is another name, is called as a metalimnion. Here the temperature is decreasing 1 meter, 1 degree centigrade. For example, here they are coming. Here it is a 24 degrees centigrade, 1 meter. 1 meter is coming down, 23 degrees centigrade. 1 meter, 1 degree centigrade is decreasing down to the hypolimnion. Here, this is called as a thermocline. See, the below layer of the epilimnion is called as a thermocline, or also metalimnion. What it is? Here the temperature decreases at the rate of 1 degree centigrade per 1 meter. Per 1 meter, 1 degree centigrade is decreased. Next is the last layer, down layer is called as a hypolimnion. Is the bottom layer where the temperature is here. Compare here. Upper is the more temperature. That's why 25 degrees centigrade. They are decreasing, and they are come to the hypolimnion that becomes as a 7 degrees centigrade. Yeah, see the 1 degree, the bottom layer, whereas temperature is about 7 degrees centigrade, that is called as a hypolimnion. In this layer, oxygen is less. Here, in this layer, water is stagnant, means they are not movable. It is stagnant, relatively cool, and comparatively other layers, this one will be cool and nutrient rich and low oxygen content. This layer is having the more amount of oxygen. Plants are there, that's why it will say the more amount of oxygen is there. Inside of the hypolimnion, less oxygen is there, but the nutrients are more. Here, nutrients are more. All dead and decaying plants and animals are there. That's why they are having the nutrient rich layer and the low oxygen due to the absence of the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is not occur in this place. That's why oxygen is less, but nutrition is more in the hypolimnion. 3 layers. In the summer season, lake water is divided into 3 layers. The division is called as a stratification. The upper is called as a epilimnion. Middle is called as thermolimnion. In the last one down is called as a hypolimnion. Epilimnion is having the 25 degrees centigrade, and this one is more oxygen is present, and down of that we called as a thermocline. The thermocline is the middle layer. It is come down to the epilimnion 1 meter 1 degree centigrade. The temperature is decreasing, and next last layer is called as a hypolimnion. In this, the temperature is the 7 degrees centigrade is there, and in this the nutrients are more, oxygen is less. Clear? Next, the summer stratification is followed by the autumn overturn. In the temperate lakes, 2 overturns are there. One is a spring overturn, one is a autumn overturn. Clear? How it is, we will see. After the summer season, the autumn season, what will happen means temperature is gradually slow down. See, the summer stratification is followed by the autumn overturn. After the summer, the ones inside of the lake overturn means they are mixing of the water is occur. That we call as a autumn overturn. The season after the summer, the season is called as a autumn season. In this autumn season, the overturn is occur, that is called as a autumn overturn. See this one. During the autumn overturn, the temperature of the surface water before in the summer season, the 25 degrees centigrade is there. That is becomes as a in the becomes as a the 4 degrees centigrade instead of 25 degrees centigrade. In autumn season, the upper layer is becomes as a 4 degrees centigrade. What will happen means the water becomes as a heavy. Means why the heavy means the water, the 4 degrees centigrade time, they are having the more density. The above the 4 degrees centigrade, the less only there. Below the 4 degrees centigrade, less only there. In this time only, the water density is more. Water weight density. Water density is more. Here, when the 4 degrees centigrade, what will happen? Our weight is more means automatically this water is comes down, water is comes up. Here, see this one. Here the water becomes as a heavy when the temperature is 4 degrees centigrade. It sinks to the bottom. Bottom water comes to the surface with many nutrients. Here bottom water goes to the up. Upper water comes to the down. This circulation is called as a autumn or also called as a fall overturn. Overturn means stirring. The water, upper water comes to the down. Down water goes to the up. That we call as a stirring. Here also called as a fall overturn. Here next, due to autumn overturn, uniform temperature, uniform distribution of nutrient, oxygen is occur in the lakes takes place. Here it is also, it's the summer stratification. After the winter stratification, spring overturn also there. 2 times mix up the water in the lakes. One is called as the autumn overturn. Second one is called as spring overturn. Here, this is about the summer stratification. Simply, in the summer season, lake water is divisible into 3 layers. That only called as a stratification. Summer stratification. Upper layer is called as a epilimnion. Middle is called as thermocline. Inner is called as a hypolimnion. They put it the headings also. This question came. You put it these headings and write it the autumn overturn. So okay. Here autumn overturn. What it is? Epilimnion 21 to 25 degrees centigrade. Summer more heat is there. That's why upper region 21 to 25 degrees centigrade. Next the thermocline. What it is? Here the below water is the epilimnion is called as a thermocline. Here it is the temperature is 1 degree decreasing in this one. Last hypolimnion, how much temperature is there? The 7 degrees centigrade centigrade is there. Clear? Next, the summer stratification is followed by the autumn. What is the autumn overturn? You want during the autumn season, the temperature of the surface water becomes falls to the 4 degrees centigrade. That time water is heavy. That's why the overturn is occur. The water becomes heavy when the water of the 4 degrees centigrade sinks to the bottom. Bottom water comes up. That circulation is called as a overturn. Clear? Autumn overturn. Clear? Due to the overturn, what it is? The uniform temperature is distributed to the water. Uniform distribution of the nutrients and the oxygen will be takes place. Clear? This one is about the summer stratification. See this one is also important. Sea water means the marine animals adapt to the hypotonic sea water. How marine waters adapt to the hypertonic the sea water. Hypertonic sea water, marine waters, how they are adapted. Here they surviving inside of the marine water. They are what the adaptations they are having, that we are going to discuss. Sea water, all of you know this one. Sea water is a high in salt content. That's why we call it as a marine water. That is having the more salt content compared to the body fluids. The animal's body fluids compare that water is having the more salt. Clear? So the marine animals continuously lose the water. Means what it is, for example, any fish is there inside of the marine water. What it is there inside of that, the salt content concentration is here the concentration water concentration is here more. In the body fluid, the salt concentration is less. That's why the water is every time move from the high concentration to low concentration. That's why what will happen? The marine water continuously lose the water. Here they are goes inside. That's why they are the compensation purpose, for the outer side, the salt is more. That's why for the compensation purpose, they are losing the water every time. They are losing the water. Loss of water through their body surfaces. Exosmosis means they are losing of the water through exosmosis. To overcome this problem, for the overcoming of the dehydration, that problem, marine fishes have some adaptations. What adaptations means? They are having the aglomerulus kidneys are having. They are losing the water more. Why means for the compensation purpose, they are losing the water. That what the adaptation they take means aglomerular kidneys. Kidneys are not having the glomerulus, automatically the water is not goes out. That's why they are having the aglomerulus kidneys with less number of nephrons to minimize the water loss through the urine. Through the urine water loss minimizing purpose, they are having the normally glomerulus kidneys are present fishes, but in the animals, some animals. But here the aglomerulus kidneys are present for the preventing of the water loss. Next, the fish drinks the water to compensate the loss of water. They are salt water they can take, equalize. That's why they didn't lose the water. That's why they drink the water to compensate of the loss of water. But salt content is increased. They are drinking more water means salt content inside of the body is more. For that compensation purpose, they increase due to this. They to remove the excess salts. One more adaptation is there. Secreting cells, salt secreting cells they are having. Here means they are for the losing of the water. They are having the aglomerulus kidneys are present. They are having the less number of nephrons, and fishes are drinking more water for the loss of the water, loss of the water. But the bodies are having the more salt content. That salt content removing purpose, they are having the special adaptation structure cells. They are called as salt secreting cells are present inside of the gills. Inside of the gills, separate special cells are present. They are called as a salt secreting cells. Here, next, in many sea animals, salt enter the body along with the food. Here, along the marine animals, in the sea animals, here, mainly the salt enter inside of the body along with the food. That salt is removing of the salts. Seagulls, penguins have the salt secreting cells in nose and releasing the drops of salts. Here, release means in some sea animals they can take salt food, means salts enter the body along with the food. Along with the food, salts also enter. For the removing of that salt, they are having some, which one? Seagulls and penguins, they are having the salt secreting cells in the nose. In the nose, salt secreting cells are there, like a drops, they can release the salt. Clear? Next is the turtles and crocodiles have the salt glands near the eyes. For the marine water means they are salt water. For the removing of the salt, the fishes are having the salt secreting cells in the gills, and the sea animals, they are which one? Seagulls and the penguins are having the salt secreting cells in the nose, and the turtles and crocodiles salt glands near the eyes for the releasing of the rostrum. Next, the last cartilaginous fishes. Here, cartilaginous fishes, they are actually they are removing of the urea and trimethyl urine in the blood to keep the body fluid isotonic. Means actually they are the excretory products actually in other animals. Which one? Urea and trimethyl oxide. They keep it inside of the body. Why? Means the compensation purpose. Outside water is more salt now, but the compensation purpose, they are storing the urea and trimethyl oxide, TMO, is storing inside of the body. Clear? These are the adaptations. Clear? Which adaptations? The hypertonic water, sea water adaptations is this one. What it is, main adaptations are aglomerulus kidneys are present, and less number of nephrons are present, and the fishes are every time drink the water, water for the lose of the water. That time they take the water content more for that salt removing purpose. They are having the salt secreting cells in the gills. Next, the many sea animals, they take the salt along with the food for that removing purpose. Seagulls and the penguins, they are having the salt secreting cells in nose. Next is the turtles and crocodiles. They are having the salt glands near the eyes for the removing of the salt. Next, the cartilaginous fishes retain means storing urea and TMO, trimethyl oxide, for the keeping of the isotonic to the body fluids of the seawater. Clear? This one is about the adaptations of the seawater. Next one is freshwater adaptations. Seawater adaptations we discussed. Next is the freshwater adaptations. See, osmotic pressure of the fresh water very low, means salt content is very low in the fresh water than the body fluids. Before that, body fluids are having the less concentration of the salt, outer side having the more salt. But here, the body fluids are having the more salt concentration, outer side is less. Clear? The fresh water. So water tends to enter inside of the body by the endosmosis. Here, reversely, they are enter for the means the low concentration to high concentration, they enter inside of the body, that we call as the endosmosis. Before that, exosmosis means they are every time they are losing the water. Inside of that, here what will happen? The outer water is coming inside. Here that we call as the endosmosis. Before that, exosmosis, they goes out, that we call as exosmosis. Endosmosis means the water is enter inside of the freshwater organisms. Clear? The freshwater organisms have evolved the several adaptation encounter the endosmosis. Endosmosis means they are having the more water inside of the body. For that preventing purpose, some adaptations are there. What are they? Means the freshwater protozoans. Protozoans, amoeba, you can like that. Some they are having the contractile vacuoles remove the excess of water. Every time the water is enter inside of the body, excess water is there. For the removing of excess water, the protozoans are having the vacuoles that we call as a contractile vacuoles. For the removing of water, they are having the contractile vacuole. In freshwater fishes, well-developed glomerulus. Before that, aglomerulus kidneys. For the loss of the water, they are having the aglomerulus kidneys. But here, they want to eliminate. That's why these are having the glomerular kidneys are present. In the seawater adaptations, aglomerulus kidneys are present. But in the freshwater adaptations, glomerulus A is not here. Glomerulus kidneys are present to remove the excess of water. Inside of that water is more, that is eliminated by the glomerulus kidneys through the urine. Here, next one, in summer, the most of the ponds are dry up. To overcome of the protozoans are undergoes the cyst formation. Means in the summer season, most of the ponds are dry up. Water is less. That time, for the escaping of that conditions, they are surrounding more the protozoans. They are surrounding that. They are having the cystation will be there. Yes, how it is means. For example, the amoeba or anything is there that is having the surrounding of that, the cyst will be formed. Here, because the water is dry up, that's why when the water is again reappear, that time they comes out like this. In summer, most of the ponds dry up. To overcome that, protozoans are developed the encystation, means they are forming the cyst. Here, next is the freshwater sponges produce the gemmules. Gemmules means like a dry dry conditions, they are formed as gemmules. When the favorable conditions are there, they are germinating purpose. They are producing the gemmules to survive inside the summer. Clear? Next is the last. African lungfishes undergoes the estivation. Hibernation and estivation is then a summer sleep is called as a estivation. Hibernation means winter sleep. Here the summer season, African lungfishes undergoes the summer sleep, forming the gelatinous cocoon. Surrounding, they are forming the gelatinous cocoon and they are undergoes the estivation in the summer. See this one here, what it is means. What adaptations are occur here means the mainly the protozoans are having the contractile vacuole for the losing of the water. Excessive water is there. For the removing purpose, they are having the contractile vacuole. Freshwater fishes are having the glomerulus kidneys are there for the removing of the excess water. This one is for the removing of excessive water. This glomerulus kidney is also useful for the removing of excess of water through urine. And most of the ponds dry up. That time what they did means the most of the protozoans undergoes the formation of cysts that we call the encystation. The freshwater sponges are produced, the gemmules are formed, that is to survive in the summer. In the summer surviving purpose, they are formed as the gemmules. And African lungfishes undergoes the summer sleep, means the estivation, and forming the gelatinous cocoon to survive in the summer. Here, we discuss about the two adaptations. Freshwater adaptation we discuss, and next sea water or marine water adaptations we discuss. Now we are going to compare. Next question is the compare between the two is there that we will discuss. Simply what we discussed in the before, that only the differences are there. Observe here. Adaptations of the fresh water. Now only we discuss what it is. Endosmosis is occur here, the exosmosis. That means the water is entered inside of the organisms, so we call it the endosmosis. Here, water is losing. That's why we call it the exosmosis. Next, the freshwater fishes develop glomerulus kidneys. Here, they are having the glomerulus kidneys. Easy. This one is the comparison is very, very easy. The glomerulus kidneys to remove the excess of water through the urine. Here, the marine fishes develop the glomerulus kidneys for the regate end of the water, means the less number of nephrons, salt secreting chloride cells in gills. Here, next is the freshwater sponges produce gemmules to survive summer. Before only we discussed. Next is the African lungfishes are undergoes the estivation and forming the gelatinous cocoon. Next, the marine birds and penguins eliminate the salts from the nostrils. Next, the sharks. One more special point is given here. Sharks retain urea and trimethyl. I means the instead of fishes here they gave sharks and methylamine oxide. The fishes maintain the salt balance. Yeah, this one is about the comparison between the fresh water and the marine water mode of life. Here, next one is they are brood parasitism. Next one is the brood parasitism. Simple one. This one is the parasitism for the brooding purpose. They undergoes a parasitism that we call as the brood parasitism. Certain birds, which one? Like quail, do not build the nest. They didn't build the nest, and it lays the eggs in the nest of the crow. Crow is forming the nest. Inside of the nest, the quail that is not build the nest, and they lay the eggs of the crow nest. And the quail eggs is hatching the earlier than the crow eggs. Here, in that time, what will happen? They nest inside of the nest. Quail eggs are there. They are hatching earlier than the crow's nest. Crow's eggs. Here, the coil hatchlings, the pushes the crow eggs out of the nest means they are the other actually they are the coil's eggs. They are hatching before only, and they throw the eggs of the crow. Clear? Because it is the color and the cooling resembles, that is the crow hatchling of the parents. Crow believe that they are is their offspring. Here, the crow is the crow parent. Feed the coil's hatchling. Actually, the coil's hatchlings are there now. That hatchlings are push the crow eggs, and they are present there. The crow is imagine that is the parent crow believes it is their offspring. They believe that they are their offspring. That's why they are feed the coil hatchlings till beginning, and the like coil. Here, next, so the hatchlings of these parasites of the crow. This phenomenon is called as a brood parasitism. Means it is giving the brood is parasite. Means the broodism is inside of the parasite. Is called as a brood parasitism. Similar example found in between the cuckoo and sparrow of Europe, and in case of the cuckoo hatchling overgrow in the size of the sparrow. Clear? Means what it is means for example, already the which one, the crow make the nest. Inside of the nest already the crow eggs are there. The coil is laying the eggs in this only, and these eggs are early they can hatch. The hatchlings are, they are destroyed this type of these crow eggs, and their parent means the crow parent crows are believe that these offsprings are them only. That's why they feed the crows are feeding this one, and that's why these are the parasites actually. That's why brood parasitism means for the brooding purpose they are using the parasite. That's we call as a brood parasitism. Here, the simply already in the LAQ we discuss about the grazing food chain and detritus food chain. One more time, you listen here. Here, this one. See, GFC means the grazing food chain. It started with the grass or the trees. That's why we call it a grazing food chain. The examples of the 3 or 4 trophic levels of the GFC grazing food chain here, and explain the parasitic food chain, how it is useful for the. See this one. The GFC is the 3rd, 4th, 5th trophic levels occupied. Which one is occupied in the 3rd, 4th, 5th? The primary in the 3rd, secondary in the 4th, tertiary in the 5th. Clear? See this one. 3rd trophic level. 3 trophic levels are there. What will be there? Grass. On the grass, grasshopper is depending. On the grasshopper, garden lizard is depending. Only 3 trophic levels are present. What about the 4 trophic level? Grass, same. Grasshopper depend on the grass. The grass, grasshopper depend on grass. Frogs are depend on the grasshopper. Hawk is depend on frog. Here, 4 trophic levels are there. Next one is called as a 5 trophic level. These are the examples actually grazing food chain. The phytoplankton, on that zooplankton is depending, and on that the water insects, on that frog, snake, and hawk. Clear? Like this. These are the parasitic. This one is the GFC grazing food chain examples. Next is the parasitic food chain. The 3 food chains are there. Long answer we discussed: grazing food chain, parasitic food chain, and the detritus food chain. Clear? Parasitic food chain is a part of GFC only. It starts with the producers, and the energy passed from the large organism to small organism. It is a part of the grazing food chain, but it is passed from the before small organism, large organism, small organism to large organism. Here the opposite. Energy passed from large organism to small organisms. The first trophic level produced provide shelter for the food for the which one they are making the host of the young. Means that first trophic level producers means trees. They give the shelter and food for many birds and insects. The birds and insects are host to the ecto and the endoparasite. Ecto and endoparasites, they are giving the host. Next is the parasitic food chain is differ from the GFC energy flow. Here the low trophic level to high trophic level, they are giving smaller to larger organisms, but here larger to lesser lower trophic level of organisms. See this one. Follow the lower trophic level, large sized organisms to the higher trophic level, small sized organisms. This is the opposite to the grazing food chain. For long answer also, this one is important. Food chains, 3 types of food chain. Next is the detritus food chain. Already we discussed examples, the grazing food chain and the parasitic food chain. Next, one more question is there. That is the detritus food chain, DFC. This one, the detritus food chain, it is a important food chain for the terrestrial ecosystem. In the terrestrial ecosystem, it is an important detritus food chain. It started with the detritus. It is formed by the leaf litter, dead bodies, and fecal matter of the animals. Detritus means that is formed by the leaf litter, dry leaves, and the dead bodies and the fecal matter of the animals. The detritus is formed. Clear? Detritus has decomposers, which are the heterotrophic organisms. Here they are having the detritus is having the decomposers, which are the heterotrophic organisms, for example, fungi and bacteria. Next, they meet their energy and nutrition requirement, degrading the detritus. Here, for the degrading of the detritus, they are there for the energy, their energy and nutrition requirements for the degradation of the means detritus is degraded by some type of the decomposers. Clear? Next, these organisms are called as a saprotrophs. They are called as a saprotrophs. Clear? Decomposers secrete the enzyme breakdown of the detritus into the simple and absorbable substances. Actually, decomposers are the make the suitable means the absorbable simple form. Clear? Next, here see this one. Detritus food chain are also followed. See, detritus, what is this? Absorbable detritus. It is on that earthworms are depend on the frogs are depend on the earthworms and snakes are depend on the frogs. Next, the flies and the maggots are depending upon the dead animals, and the frogs are depend on the flies and maggots and the snakes. Clear? This one it is started with the before that grazing food chain. It started with the green grass and the green plants. The detritus food chain, this is started with the detritus. Clear? This one is about the detritus food chain. I will show the diagram for the ecological pyramids. The first, see this one. What are the pyramids means the graphical representation of the trophic structure and functions of the ecosystem. Functions and the structure of the ecosystem, graphical representation is called as we are representing that we call as a pyramid. See this one like this. We are describing that we call as the ecological pyramids. Here, pyramids were first studied by who studied this one? By Elton. Elton studied about the pyramids. Hence, they are not called it as a Elton's pyramids. Here, the ecological pyramids that is first studied by the Elton. That's why the name is called as the Elton pyramids. Clear? Now the types of pyramids. The first, the types of pyramids. The first one is the pyramids of number. The through the number, the how the pyramids are there means a pyramid of number is graphical representation that shows the number of organisms in each trophic level. In this trophic level, how much number of the organisms are there in this trophic level? How much is there here? The how much is there, like that they are giving the number that we call as a pyramid of numbers. A pyramid of numbers is graphical representation that shows the number of organisms in each trophic level. It is the upright pyramid. It's an upright pyramid only, na? And that is where the producers always more in number than the other. Means producers here the down is more is there comparatively. The upper one, the less down one. The producers are more than the other one. Here, this one is about the pyramid of number, and the next one is called as a pyramid of second one, pyramid of biomass, means the total biomass. Pyramid of biomass is the same graphical representation of biomass present in the unit area of the various trophic level. It shows the relationship between the biomass and the trophic levels equalify the biomass. Here it is also same. The upright position, that one is present same like this only. The energy, the biomass. Here down more biomass is present, and comparatively here and comparatively here and here. Here it is also. I will show the see this one. Otherwise, I'll see. Will show. See this one. The number and the biomass. See this one. Here the producers. How much is there? Here something 5 lakhs more are there. Here the 708,000 is there. Here it is means they are decreasing. Decrease the number. Here primary producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. They are decreasing in the number. That's why the pyramid is upright only. Next is the second, the biomass. Biomass here the 809 is there. That comes to the upper, the 37, the 11, 1.5. Here like this. This one is also upright only. The energy is different. If energy is different, I will show that one. See, the pyramid of biomass we finished. Next is the pyramids of energy. The energy of the pyramid. This is also same. All are the graphical representation only. Graphical representation of the number, graphical representation of the biomass, graphical representation of the energy flow. So, in the community, the different levels represent the different groups of organisms. Might be composed the food means the base of the each pyramid represented as a producers. That is the first trophic level. The top of the pyramids is represented as a consumers, and the producers are more in number than the herbivores, the more than the number of the carnivores. Here, Similarly, biomass and energy is more in the lower level, and in the higher level, it is high. Clear? This one is the biomass and the energy all are in the first trophic level is more, that goes to the last trophic level, that will be decreased. Clear? This one is about the pyramids. The three types of pyramids are there. Ecological pyramids, that is the actually ecological pyramids means the graphical representation of the trophic structure and the ecosystem. The types of pyramids are three types are there: pyramids of number, pyramids of biomass, pyramids of energy. Every time any number you can take, biomass you can take, energy you can take, lower trophic level, first trophic level, it will be more. The coming to the upper means the second, third, fourth trophic level, they gradually they will decrease. Here, this one is about the pyramids. It is a graphical representation. This is an important one. You practice this one. Last answer. This one is called as a ozone depletion in this lesson. This one is the last question. All of you know this one are almost the ozone depletion, the deleterious, the effects of the depletion of the ozone in the stratosphere. What the effect are there? The depletion of the ozone we are going to discuss. When the ozone layer is depleted, markedly leads to the ozone hole. Here, ozone layer is the decreasing means automatically they leads to the ozone hole. Here, ozone layer becomes very thin, and it can't prevent the UV radiation completely. Means some places they are thin. The ozone layer, our troposphere, that is formed as a thin layer. That layer is mainly it can't prevent the ultraviolet radiation completely. Clear? Next, then UV radiation with shorter wavelengths means the ultraviolet rays are UVA, UVB, UVC is there. Here, B is the wavelengths of the B enter inside of the Earth surface. Here, when it is the ozone depletion is there, automatically the UV radiation shorter, which one is having the shorter wavelength, that is enter on the Earth surface. Here, what it is UVB. Next, what the harmful effects are there in the ozone depletion means the UV rays are damage the DNA structure. The genetic material is there in DNA. DNA structure is damaged means automatically they will causes the mutations. Mutations means the sudden change, sudden random changes occur, that we call as a mutations. Here, UV rays damage the DNA and may induce the mutations. Here, next, all of you know this one. They cause the aging of skin and damaging of the skin cell and cause the skin cancers. Here, in this effect, the ozone, the fall on the earth, what will happen means they are causing the skin, aging of the skin and damage the skin cells and causing the skin cancers. Clear? Next, the high concentration of the UVB radiation results the inflammation of the eyes cornea is in that cornea will be undergoes the inflammation, swelling will occur. Next, this leads to the snow blindness or the cataract. The eyes are means high concentration of the UVB radiation, mainly inflammation of the cornea. Totally, continuously, we are following that leads to the snow blindness and the cataract. Sometimes permanently, the damage the cornea. Here, this effect on the eyes more. When the ozone layer is depleted or ozone layer becomes as a thin, automatically the ultraviolet rays are fall on the earth. The ultraviolet rays are mainly three categories are there: ultraviolet A, ultraviolet B, C. The shorter wavelength is the ultraviolet B that enter on the surface. They are causing the harmful effects. What it is means UV ray damage the DNA material inside of the each and every cell. Genetic material DNA is there. DNA structure is changed means automatically they are causing the mutation. Sudden changes will occur, and they are mainly damaging the UVB rays are damaging the skin, means aging of the skin is caused, and the damaging of the skin cells, and also sometimes the causing the skin cancers also. Next, the high concentration of the UVB radiations result the inflammation inside of the cornea. Next, this leads to the last high concentration. They are there. They are produced. That's time the snow blindness or cataract will be occur. Sometimes the permanent damage of the cornea will occur. Here, with this, we completed the total SAQs in this lesson, and my suggestion is this lesson you leave it. Why means the more SAQs are there. This anyway, this one is a general things only. The sometimes you can write it. If you are not getting also, sometimes you can write it, and well prepare in the before lessons. All the lessons, 7 lessons are there now. In the 7th lesson, the 3 diagrams are there, and the 6th lesson already we discussed 2 times, and the 5th lesson SAQs we discussed. And like this, the continuous 7 lessons you learn it easily, you can get 6. That's why if you interested in this lesson, you can learn. But my suggestion is first 7 lessons you learn it easily, you can get the 6 SAQs here. And tomorrow onwards, we are going to first in the starting of the class, I will show the diagrams. 7th lesson, 3 diagrams are important now. The diagrams I will draw on the board, how the easiest way we can draw. And next afterwards, I will explain the VSAQs chapter wise. Here, next. Okay, up to here we will stop. Next tomorrow, same time, we will do it.